Hey, welcome back and thanks for joining in. It's a beautiful day here in Indiana. We're reaching almost 80 degrees and it's sunny. Slight breeze out of the south, which is in my face. Today we're following up on the bullet test. We're going to finish out the middies and then we're going to do the skinnies on this 22 DPC. I got 8 different rounds loaded up and we're going to go through these and see how they shoot. I've got them all loaded the same with 28.4 grains of CFE 223. We're just going to try to keep that a baseline, keep it consistent. The last test I did with these lighter bullets, I ran hotter loads on some of them, different powders on some of them, so it was hard to see. I just kept it the same across the board. The next video I do, it's going to be a huge ladder test with the same bullet, which I'm going to use an 80 grain Sierra Match King across the board. And I'm using a bunch of different powders. The last test I did with the middies and the heavies, I wouldn't group it at all very well in anything. And I've had that problem for some time, the past few weeks when I've been shooting this. Kenny called me over the weekend. He sent me an 18-inch barrel. He said, man, that 22-inch barrel is picky. He said all the testing he's done with it has been with a suppressor. And so I'm like, huh. He's like, he's boggled by my results, as am I, and shit like that troubles me a bit. And I will pick at it, and I will pick at it until I figure it out. And that's part of this process, too. But he said, I always shoot it with a suppressor, and it's picky. So I started thinking. I went back on some of those videos. And on some of them, when I didn't have a muzzle brake on, I'm getting 2 bullets in one hole, 3 bullets in one hole sometime. And I'm like, maybe that's the issue. Maybe it's the muzzle brake. So I took it off today and we're gonna see. Try to figure this thing out. I'm not a professional. I hope you don't see ads on my channel. I have tried to turn everything off. I'm not monetized, all right? I love to shoot. And you're just seeing some of the shooting I'm doing. But one of the nice things about doing these videos is I can remember, I can go back and say, it was February, it was cold out, I shot a really good group with this 25 Creedmoor, what was I shooting? Spatta. So it helps me remember what I'm doing here. I have a lot of different content on this channel. The majority of it is firearms related. I'm not necessarily a firearms channel. Anyhow, I like to mix up my videos a little bit. I try to add some humor into them. Usually, I do not have a storyline, and when I'm editing these videos, I'll be going through and I'll pick up a line or something, and I'll throw in a movie clip that corresponds with it, or I'll say something that I'll throw a picture in on it. It's all related if you look at it. Sometimes you're just throwing stupid shit just to grab a laugh maybe and break up the monotony of the video. Sometimes you just make fun of the president because he's a jackass.
Let's get ready to bumble! True international average of pressure.
I also have some news on this round as well. The other thing Kitty told me is like Hornady swiped his idea. I was like, what do you mean? And he sent me a picture of Hornady's new cartridge coming out, the 22 ARC. I'm like, oh, be damned. They swiped it from you.
Hey, that sounds like Swiper the Fox. That sneaky fox is always trying to swipe our stuff.
The 22 Advanced Rifle Cartridge. The 22 ARC brings you exceptional power and performance that easily outperforms all other 22 caliber cartridges in its class.
The 22 ARC offers 22-250 performance out of an AR-15.
And if you don't know who Swiper is, you probably didn't have a young kid in the past 15 years. Swiper's a cartoon character off Dora the Explorer. He's a fox. Speaking of fox, and this is totally off the subject, have you ever seen Megan Fox before and after plastic surgery? I'll show you a picture of her after. And here's a picture of her before. Sorry, I got those mixed up. Here's a before and after picture, before and after picture. That's crazy. What I'm shooting on the middies here, I've got the 77 grain Nosler custom competition bullet. I've been wanting to shoot that for a while. I have the 70 grain Nosler RDF, the 69 grain Sierra Hollow Point Boat Tail, the 68 grain Hornady ELDM. And then I go into the 52 grain Hornady ELDM, the 34 grain Hornady NTX, and the Sierra Blitz King. I have the Nosler Custom Comp loaded at 2.10 overall length, the Nosler RDF 2.17. I have the 69 grain Sierra loaded up at 2.11. The 68 ELDM is loaded up at 2.07. The 80 grain ELDM, I think I forgot to read that off of my list, is loaded up at 2.25. The 52 grain ELDM is loaded up at 2.0. The NTX is 1.99. And the Blitz King is at 2.13. Let's get to shooting. So hats off to you, Kenny. You had a good idea. Obviously, if Hornady's swiping it from you, then you were onto a good thing, sir. We all know who thought of it first. All right, I got this thing totally cleaned up, cleaned out. I'm gonna pump a couple of burner rounds down range to get this heated up and get it all blown out here. Oh no. I'm back. Like I said, I'm not a professional, I'm just a dude. I fuck up a lot. Sometimes I cut it out, sometimes I don't. I went to go load this burner round in there, it wouldn't load up. I'm like, ah, son of a bitch. I left 50 grain Blitz King in the chamber when I was doing the chamber gauge, getting where I was meeting the lands of some of these loads. Fucking idiot. You know what's crazy? Old Dylan Mulvaney got Woman of the Year. I just saw that posted on something. Like the other day, I was doing that other video. I take a little poke at pop culture every now and then. All right, now I got the burner rounds. Now I don't have obstruction in my barrel. Let's heat this up. I'm saying it's that brake, man. I just shot two 88 grain ELDMs. Those things were all over the place the other day when I was out here. And I just put two right next to each other. And that's why I'm out here doing this shit. All right, so I've got these cider rounds. These are all 80 grain Sierra Match Kings, 28.4 grain CFE 223, loaded up at 2.235, I think. If I bust out a nice 5-shot group, I totally know it's that fucking muzzle brake, because these had a 2-inch group the other day. All right, y'all, it's a fucking muzzle brake. Yep. Yes, sirree. There's my first two 88 grain ELDMs right next to each other. I'm gonna have to re-explore that load again. And that bullet, golly damn it. My first 80 grain Sierra was there. It went second here, third, fourth there, fifth there. Just a cunt hair over an inch. How about give me a thumbs up on that shit, y'all? And I loaded up 5 rounds on all these. I just don't have the time. We're gonna, if it shoots a good 3-shot group, then I'll load up some more. We'll come back and I'll pick up where I left off on these 2 here, and we'll maybe get the lab radar on those and tweak them from there. So we're just gonna do 3-shot groups on these, see if they have any potential. Another variable I eliminated, I got a new can of CFE 223. The one I was shooting last week was, you know, I've had for a while. I opened up a new can, so everything loaded is with fresh, out of the same batch, same lot. All these bullets, especially when I get into that big ladder test on the 80 grain Sierra Match Kings, they're all loaded out of the same lot of bullets on that. Top left, target dot. Little 3-shot group down there. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Fucking muzzle brake. 80 grain ELDM. Shoot these little 34 grain NTXs. Not very impressive. On the old barrel, I shot that bullet. Didn't do too bad, but I had a hotter load with it. I think I was running 29 grains of CFE 223, if I recall correctly. I'm excited about these. These are the 50 grain Blitz Kings. Far right, bottom row. Nothing to write home about. I'm gonna finish out these 69 grain Sierra hollow point boat tails for a 5-shot group. See how it does here. No sense taking them home, right? I'll probably do that with the rest of them too. Why not? Yeah, man, that's a good group. All right, let's go take a look, y'all. There's that 80 grain ELDM. There's that mystery bullet. There's the NTX. There's the 50 grain Blitz King. Finished out that 69 grain Sierra 5-shot group. And there's that Nosler 77 grain competition. There's that 70 grain RDF. If it weren't for that one, whew. So that's something to play with. Something to play with. Maybe that one if I can figure out what the fuck that is. Ha! And there you have it, folks. Muzzle brake. I'm gonna jump into this big ass ladder test. All right. 80 grain Sierra Match King. All kinds of different powders, different charges. Tune in for that. That's gonna be the next video. Thanks so much for tuning in and watching. I really do appreciate it. I think I'm like 6,500 subscribers now. Thank you very much. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a sub. Till next time, stay free.